Welcome to the Drowning in Fools podcast. This episode, I believe it's 79 or 80. I can't remember.
It's 80.
80. There we go. I'm Cameron. There's Deshaun. I forgot Derek. God damn it. My brain just like,
Wow.
Why can't I remember your name?
That's
Guess
fucked
I'm
up.
special.
Because you're special.
I remembered who you were, Derek.
Thanks.
I
man.
remembered who he was.
Took you a second, though.
Names are bad.
Anyway, so I might have bought the Control DLC back in the season pass back in the day. So I might happen to have the new Control DLC that I said I wasn't gonna buy and play.
Oh, you mean the thing that you were pissed off that you weren't gonna get?
Well, not the expansion, but just the DLC.
Okay.
Just the
Okay,
DLC.
Gotcha.
I was tempted though because I saw it was like $30 on Steam, and I was like, it would be nice to have a PC version, but no. So this is why I got the season pass in the first place, just so I could get both DLCs and be done with it.
Yeah.
I haven't even started though.
Okay, I was gonna ask if you have started yet.
Nah, because I still haven't even really finished the last DLC and some of the base games, so I'm gonna go back and do that. But it's fun. Still a pretty good game. Yeah. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, do I already own this shit? Because I was just looking through all my games on my PS4. Like, I need to brush the dust off this thing and play something on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really done much because I'm grinding for Justin Wong's tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Down Back Fight Club. I gotta get ready for that. My goal is to get top 8 in that.
Oh, well, good luck.
Yeah, it was 32. It's capped at 32 players, and every single one, but maybe like 4 people in there are like top of the leaderboard players.
Mm-hmm.
So like, it's gonna be difficult.
You're getting there though, right? You're pretty much top.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Technically, I'm a top player, but like,
Doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, there's certain people that I just have really bad matches up with, and then there's other people where it's I just can't close out a game.
I feel it.
But you're good enough now that if you went to like Battle for the Grid Con or whatever dumb shit, people would recognize you. They'd see they'd see your name. I press the buttons and they'd be like, yo, that's with the Udana.
Yeah. People know me as the Udana player, which is cool. I do like
That's
that.
sick.
Back in my day.
Back in my day,
You weren't it. You weren't the shit.
I was like the only Udana player though, besides you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. There was
That's
only like 3
right.
of
I
us.
remember you talking about that.
I didn't say I was good.
We walked uphill with Udana both ways in the snow.
Back in my day, Udana didn't have combos. She had single hits into special.
And then single hit into special, and then single hit into special,
And then ult. And that was your combo.
and that was your combo.
Kids these days getting more than
Kids
20 hit
these
combos by
days.
Udana by herself. They don't know what we went through.
They don't. Although that combo was really dumb.
Oh, the
I
old
hated
Udana
it.
combo?
Yeah, I never did it because I hated it so much.
I liked how easy it was because I could panic and like do it.
Yeah.
I didn't like how easy it was because I would panic and do it.
Yep. I love this game though. The game is so much fun. But yeah, so I have that tournament. There's Fight for the Grid, which is this Thursday coming up, and that's gonna be a good time. But yeah, that I've just been grinding a shit ton of that game. Been playing a little bit of Risk of Rain 2 as well. League of Legends here and there. I'm gold 1 now in League, so
Pug.
gonna get the plat before the season's over.
Good luck.
Yep. Got to gold 1, played 2 matches in gold 1, and bot lane just completely got obliterated. It's one of those things where I'm like, man, I really wish this had a 1v1 mode.
It will soon. There's a...
Will it? They've been saying that for a while.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there's a
it's
fighting
gonna
game
be a
coming
fighting
out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's that.
That's funny.
That's very true. I'm gonna be excited. They better put Nautilus in that game. Make him like Hagar in Marvel. I'll be happy.
I'm gonna laugh so hard when they put Nautilus in the game, but you don't like him.
Oh, I bet. You know it's gonna happen. As long as they make Aurelia cool.
I don't know. Like I think the only like 4 characters that are in there right now, or that like we know for sure, are like Darius, Katarina, Jinx, and Ari. Yeah,
Yep,
it's like
those
so
are the 4
weird.
we know. They can do all 70 characters or 170 characters.
How about they don't do that though?
They probably should. Didn't.
Why? I was about to say, what the fuck? Are you crazy? A fucking.
They probably should.
If they're trying to make a legit fighting game, a fucking
Yeah.
170 characters is bloat beyond bloat. You don't need that many fucking characters in your fighting game.
No, you don't. Unless you want to make a new game.
Look at fucking Tekken Tag Tournament 2. There are like fucking 5 or 6 different like Jin or 5 or 6 different like Kazuya clones in that fucking game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
fuck
you know-
that bullshit.
Yeah, cloning characters just to make them like slightly distinct is so stupid.
It's like just mixing and matching moves from characters.
It's
at that
like
point.
Dragon Ball Z Fighters.
Do you want to try
Well,
that
that's
again,
a-
but with authority, or?
Yeah, you want to be kind of confident in your choice of game.
That was what? Why was that not confident?
No.
Oh, yeah, no, it's like Dragon Ball Z Fighters with all the Gokus. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
They all play differently though.
yeah, they do all play differently, thankfully.
Some of them, their moves are very similar.
Well, yeah, it's the same.
It's the same guy.
Yeah, I know. It's
Like,
just
what
like
do
the
you want?
prop-
Do you not want him to use Kamehameha waves and shit?
No, I'm just saying, like, I wish the attacks looked different. I know they have different properties, but like,
I mean, he's just doing punches and kicks, bro.
yeah,
It's
I,
Goku.
yeah, I get that.
Like,
why do we need?
you
why
could,
do we need 15?
You could do
Gokus?
that with Vegeta. Majin Vegeta would absolutely have different types of moves from regular
Yeah.
Vegeta. He'd have that like thing where he traps you in the wall and slaps you. He'd have that fucking weird
Yes, please.
point laser. You know, he'd have a bunch of weird shit.
I will say I see what you
Yeah.
mean, because I think the Vegetas are more like distinct in their actual like basic moveset.
Like Vegeta when
Yeah.
he first shows up is totally different from Super Saiyan Vegeta.
Yeah.
Like in the stuff he does.
But like the thing that about Goku is that each Goku character plays so differently, even with the same like basic moves.
Like just look how fucking insanely beast UI Goku is, just compared to every other Goku.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm okay with UI Goku because it looks like he plays completely different.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is that like it looks like he plays completely different.
Yeah.
I was just saying that cloning characters is stupid. Is all I'm saying.
I think
It just depends.
Yeah,
Like I think
depends.
if fighters didn't have multiple Gokus, this game would have lost a lot of potential.
I think I agree with that. I just think they're like the amount of different Gokus there
Yeah.
are. Is a little
Like
ridiculous.
base Goku could have been like probably like 2 or could have been like UI Goku, and base Goku could have been one character.
yeah,
to be frank.
like,
That would've
just
been-
different skins.
the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
But like the main thing I'm coming at is like there's a difference between cloning and then there's it's very similar. Like Ken and Ryu aren't clones anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
They started off at clones. And you're just like, well, why is there 2 characters that are exactly the same? It's stupid. They're like exactly the same. But now they're like, one's the kicky kind and the other one's the punchy kind.
Or
One
like,
wants to run
and
into your
they-
face. The other one wants to sit back and block.
Yeah.
or like
Everything
Wolf
about their
and
play
Fox.
styles and their characters and their personalities are reflected in everything
Yeah.
else. So,
Yeah, and like you just said, Fox and
Wolf.
Falco,
so, yeah.
and Wolf.
Yeah.
Where originally they were like, oh, it's the same stupid character. Now they're actually different.
I think-
are Mario and Dr. Mario different?
Yeah, they have
They-
different properties.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, it's not different enough.
I mean, they have literally different moves.
Yeah, I know. Like, I'm just.
I mean,
saying.
Mario's another one of those like Goku like characters where you could probably have a few clones of him because they would do different shit.
yeah.
It's like Luigi was originally a Mario clone,
Yeah.
but it
Now he's taller and lanky and jumps higher and has a weird kicks and
yeah, and actually has a different moveset.
yeah.
It is one of those things where I think like the League fighting game is probably going to suck until like there's a because we know they're not gonna like really put out like League Fighters 2, but
I'm pretty sure Clockwork is helping with League fighters.
Okay, Kaz, I want you to listen to what I just said. We're pretty sure they're not going to put out League Fighters 2.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no.
So, like, I'm pretty sure the game's going to suck for, like, probably the first year while they're trying to figure out everything, and they'll probably have some clone fighters that, like, are exact clones, and then eventually they're, like, they'll differentiate them like they did with, like, Ryu and Ken over the course of, like, Street Fighter 2 to Street Fighter 5. Like,
I don't think they're going to have clone characters at all.
I think they will, because there are definitely, like, very similar characters in League that, like...
I don't think they're going to pick those similar characters.
170 characters, they'll have a clone character eventually. There are like 2 popular characters that have to be in the game that probably play similarly, so they're going to have clone characters, definitely.
I don't think any character in League plays, like, similarly enough to have clone characters in a fighting game.
I mean, I think that literally any 80 carry designed for Season 4 pretty much could be interchanged.
See, no, I don't think so. I don't like when it comes to fighting games, taking their kit from League to fighting games, you can completely change it up.
That's not okay. Anyway,
What
like,
what do you mean?
I just mean, like, each character from back then, if you, like, looked at the original ones, most of them had, like, it's like damage ability on Q, steroid on W, escape on E, and then ultimate. Like,
Okay, but when you translate that to move sets, the damage ability was dealt completely differently.
I mean, I guess maybe most people are projectiles. Like, I'm not saying that you're wrong and that they can't make them different. I'm just saying, like, League has a lot of characters that are extremely similar, especially from the early years, because they were designed to be extremely similar and easy to pick up.
And since, again, there's a fuck ton of characters, they're probably going to throw some clones in there. They're not going to make every single character, like, unique like that.
I'm pretty sure most of the characters that they put in the game are going to be like. Oh, actually, I would bet that 90% of the characters won't even be close to being clones.
Yeah, I mean, that's how other games are. When there are clones, 90% of Street Fighter characters aren't clones.
I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any clone characters. Like, just because of how much variety there are in characters in League, there's not going to be clone characters in that game.
I think there will not be clone characters. I also don't think there's going to be 170 characters in there.
I don't think there's going to be 170. I would assume when the game comes out, there's going to be 15 to 20 characters.
I imagine the first round or so, probably the first 2 or 3 rounds of characters won't be clones, but they're going to get one in there. Either that or, like, a costume that makes them a different character.
I could see that. I could see that maybe.
Well, because, like, there are a few characters, like, I'm thinking, like, Yone and Yasuo, who were, like, designed to have extremely similar kits.
Yeah.
But, like, they're pretty much like, Yone
That's literally who I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yon and Yasuo could be
Those 2
clone
characters. I know fuck all about League except about those 2 characters. I was like, those 2 could definitely be fucking clones.
Yeah. Or, like, actually, yeah, now that, like, the thing is that, like, I have to remember way back in the day, because, like, the original 40, or, like, the original early characters, a lot of them are super similar, but they've become differentiated, like, over the years. So, I will be interested to see, like, Darius I think is going to be super cool.
Yeah, Darius looked interesting. He has a command grab, which is interesting.
Yeah, but it's like an angled command grab.
Yeah.
It's like super Broly kind of crap.
It is. It could be a hit grab. My brother just said, like, yeah, it could be a hit grab.
I'm curious how Ari's going to play. Or, like, a lot of the range characters. Because, like, if it's a 1v1 fighter, I don't see it being... Like, I don't expect Riot to put a bunch of zoning in the game because they're so casual friendly.
That's true.
But casuals love zoning. Because you can just do it.
Well, not casuals. Like, medium casuals love zoning because they think they figured it out.
Yeah.
But casuals
Ouch.
will rush in and...
Rush in with zone characters.
Yeah.
I played Dulce. Dash, dash, dash.
Exactly. Fucking got Peacock and you're over here fucking getting in close. And Skullgirls. Which is dead, by the way.
Sorry, guys.
Are you, though?
My brother goes like, well, how weird would it be if Dawson could plink dash?
Oh,
That
Jesus. That's funny.
That image just got me. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Oh,
So
good times.
next generation of consoles is going to be like mildly more affordable.
Yeah, that little baby Xbox S. Wait. Yeah, Xbox
S, yeah.
Series
yeah.
S.
Series S. Xbox Series S.
Which is about a third of the size of the Series X, which is pretty cool. That's definitely like, hey, you know, not really an Xbox guy. Well, why don't you try this out? Might be cool. Super cheap, small. Don't even really gotta think about it. But we'll see.
Interesting. Have you guys
It's a good
seen
idea.
the Plankton mod?
No, I've seen a couple.
So it's basically someone just drew Plankton on top of the Xbox, and they're like, I can't wait to get the secret formula.
I was actually interested in it until someone made like a Minions mod, and I was like,
Oh,
never
God.
mind.
Never mind. Yeah, like
I don't want the whole machine now.
It's so weird to me to see like a flagship console. I guess this isn't really like a flagship console, but like the Series S at like a $300 price tag, because it's like something I would actually consider like saving up for.
Yeah. This looks like the direction consoles would have gone in a more consumer-friendly universe.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Series S.
yeah.
Well, it's like it's very like it's. I don't want to give Microsoft credit because they're a corporation, and corporations don't think, they just plunk numbers. But like, if I was designing this to be like to reach as many people as possible and to bring in as big of a like market as possible, I would create a like shittier one that like can't do 4K and will lock like 120 or 60 FPS or whatever, and make it like a lot cheaper. So that way it's like, okay, you know what? Here, like this is your fucking like shitty Epiphone guitar for $200 that will do just fine. Like you don't have to go buy the Gibson for $4,000. Like you can take this like $200 Epiphone and play it. So I guess that doesn't really translate for you guys, but like
Not quite.
Not quite, but I kind of get what you're going for.
actually, hold on. What I want to talk about this later, but the whole guitar thing, I want to talk about it later.
Okay.
Because I have no other outlet. But yeah, like this, I think it's cool, and like even $500 for the Series X, like, I mean that's expensive as shit, but also it's nothing we haven't seen before.
What's the PS5 price?
I don't think they've released it yet.
They haven't released
They
a
haven't?
proper
Okay.
price. Like we've heard the rumors and a couple of leaks, but you never know how.
It's probably going to be around the same.
Probably.
You know,
It's right.
since
I
they
bet you-
have kind of the same deal going on with like but for them it's not the smaller, weaker system. It's one without the
Disc drive.
the CD, the disc
Yeah.
drive, one with. So
I would say probably like,
which was rumored to be like $100 difference or something like that.
holy shit, really?
For the disc drive. I think
Fuck. Okay, that's huge.
something around there.
I was gonna say like 50, but like
so. It might be 50,
Fuck.
but like again, these are just rumors. So like,
yeah, but like $100 for not having a disc drive is fucking insane. Like if
Yeah,
somebody took
and-
my
and-
fucking optical drive out of my PC and was like, "I'll give you $100 for it," I'd say done.
so like you're like a PC guy and everything. Like know more about this. What is stopping consoles from doing like a sectional thing where you can attach different pieces to your console to make it better or worse and give it different price ranges?
People just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like that really is the issue. It's like it's the same thing as like a car, right? Like you can
Yeah.
buy, like people just buy fully functioning cars because you could take the time to like go and find like the right engine and like the right belts and you know like make sure that your pistons
put it all
match and
together.
everything's like the most optimized it could be, and it could be like the best like 60 mile to the gallon car ever. But you need to know what the fuck you're doing, and people just don't know what
Yeah.
they're doing when it comes to computers.
Well, what I'm saying is like you just buy like fully kitted out attachments that you just go, okay, so I have the main console, and I can get the big console or the small console. If you buy the small console, you can upgrade to the big console by buying separate pieces that literally you just go, I bought this chunk, and I bought this chunk, and I attached it. Okay, now it's this % better. then I can attach a second chunk if I wanted to pay another like $200. So that way,
Why would I do that when I could just force you to choose?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The other thing is that people don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that like you can't market it as like a module thing, because you totally could. And like I think there have been like phones in the past, and I'm sure there's going to be some in the future where they have that kind of stuff. But it's like, one, there's way more overhead for doing that, because like think of all like the physical locations that have to keep all that crap in the back.
You're 100% right. You have to actually make excess for each part just in case someone wants to buy it. Yeah.
And the other thing that's way more important than that, because fucking stores will accept overhead if it sells. The thing that's way more important is that people don't know what the fuck any of this shit does.
If you provide like a layman the cheaper option, they'll just go for the cheaper option. So now you got a bunch of this upgrade shit sitting in the back unused.
Yeah.
Because the person who doesn't really give a fuck just got the cheaper version, and that's all they care about.
The parents who are like, "Oh, you wanted this? Let me just go get you this. Oh, it's cheaper. Cool. We'll just grab the cheaper one because they'll be happy either way."
Yeah, but it's like for example, like there's some PC games that require X amount of regular RAM and then Y amount of visual RAM, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the amount of RAM that your video card has. But there are a lot of people who don't even know that their video card has RAM, like dedicated RAM specifically for it. And so they'll try to play games that their card can't play because their card doesn't have enough VRAM. Like, it's shit like that I think really prevents it, because we're just not a very, for how much, technology has invaded our lives, America is not extremely uneducated, technically.
We're not very tech savvy.
Yeah, we're not tech literate.
Because we still have too many fucking crusty old motherfuckers that don't know how that shit works. And they
that shit makes me laugh.
Because, we grew up right at the cusp of I know I did at least. I don't know kind of how you guys did it, but I grew up on the very cusp of the internet and technology starting to be a household thing,
Yeah.
It was still kind of shit, but it was working a little bit. It was enough that I could go on Newgrounds and look at that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't, a hella gamer yet. And then,
You weren't an epic gamer yet?
I kind of grew up to watch it all evolve into, we're a step away from being fucking cyborgs now. So I think we're still holding on to this sense of separation from our technology that the new generation doesn't have. So they're usually more tech savvy than
That's
we are.
Sure, yeah.
So.
Because if you grow up with it, it's like the upgraded stuff. You grow up with the newer stuff. You just get it right away. There's people whose their kids will just learn how to use a tablet on accident. They're like, oh yeah, you just play with the tablet, go on YouTube, yada yada yada. Moments later, they're downloading 12 different apps. They're 5 years old and they know how to run the tablet way better than you can. You're just gave that to you last month.
But in the same vein, because of that, they usually don't know how the older shit works. Yeah. Which in a way is kind of good, because that shit's outdated, so why the fuck do they even need to care?
I absolutely love the videos of how the fuck do you hang up a phone.
You know what, man? I see those videos of kids being like, what's this Game Boy? Is it an iPhone? What games are on it? I don't know, man. I used to think that shit was cute and funny, but now I just want to step on those kids.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's the same feeling. It's just oh man, it's so funny how dumb you are, but god damn, can't you just figure something out?
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things too, where a lot of those, we don't have corded phones. One, in the apartment that I'm currently living in, we don't have a phone line. We just don't pay for one, so we don't have a phone. If I had kids right now, they would just see my cell phone, and that's the phone. Yep. But even at home, we didn't have the only corded phone that we had was in my parents' bedroom. Everything else was a wireless phone. So it was no shit. Of course I know how to hang up a phone.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things where it's meant for a specific age group to feel bad or good, depending on what the idea of the fucking video is. And I hate that shit so much. Because rather
it makes me laugh.
I mean it's funny because it's kind of poking fun at things that like people don't know, but at the same time, it's like it annoys me because like that shouldn't be a ridicule video. That should be like, okay, here's this piece of technology you may need to know how to use. I fucking like at where I work at Starbucks, we have a cordless phone that you need to know how to hang up. Like, you know, it's just I hate when people take like inexperience and like exploit it for making themselves feel better because they've just lived longer. So
Man, they can suck that shit up.
Look at these stupid kids. Aren't they so dumb?
No,
All
like
right.
I mean, obviously there's a line that eventually you cross, and it's like, oh, that's.
But I'm the same way
But,
when
like,
it's like elders react or teenagers react or millennials react to some fucking faggotry. Who cares? All those fucking react videos are stupid as fuck. Ooh, time passes, culture changes, memes and fads change. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it so funny? Fucking read a book, you idiots. Fucking watch the History Channel. Or kill yourselves.
Look
Do
through your
something.
parents. Look through your parents' photo albums. You see like 8 different hairstyles that your parent
Holy
had.
shit. I don't know.
God, just fucking kill it. Do something.
I don't know,
It's like-
man. It's just every time I see like these ideas that are like kind of obvious and people like point them out and they get super popular and then they keep sticking around. It's like, I don't know, man. Like, we stop obsessing with this old shit, this past shit. We just move on.
And why can't we just have a sterile world already, where it's like everything's white and we just
Why
walk around
can't
these
the Earth
hallways?
just be glass and all the humans on it just dead?
Dude, I have too many games to play for that shit to happen.
I also have a couple tournaments I want to compete in.
Well, hurry up.
All right, give me at least 2 more years. At least
I was
2 more.
I was literally tweeting about this earlier. I was like, I would vote for Darkseid at this point over what we have. I would just just literally anything. I was watching okay, so I got HBO Max. I'm just gonna bogart the podcast. So I got HBO Max, and it's awesome. It's like the best streaming service actually that I've seen so far. Better than Amazon Prime, better than Netflix, better than Hulu, because it's got more shit that I actually want to watch, including Samurai Jack.
Oh, nice.
But what it doesn't have is like I think it has like the Batman animated series, but it doesn't have the Justice League animated series, which I would kill for, and I don't think it has the Superman animated series. So I was kind of just fiending for that a little bit. So like a little bit before the podcast, I was just watching some Darkseid stuff, and there's one episode, like the last episode of the Superman animated show, Darkseid gets his ass whooped, and all of his slaves pick him up, and he goes, "I'm many things, Kal-El, but here I'm God," and then they just kind of walk off.
that is.
It's
Such
cool
a
as
good
shit.
line.
And he lost that fucking fight, and he's still
He
talking
did.
like he won.
Yep.
I don't know. Just shit like that is cool to me. I miss that kind of thing. I know literally after I just said stop obsessing over the past, I'm obsessing over this old shit because it was written
Yep.
so well. I don't know, man. Just nothing.
There'll be
everything
another thing that
sucks.
comes around.
Nah, Superman's done. I think. I'm of the opinion that a lot of our old ideas that we keeping around, like old characters and shit, are just kind of done. Like Batman, Superman, a lot of Marvel shit. We're kind of done with those shits. We can kind of drop those and do something else.
The issue is no one wants new superheroes, but everybody always
Nobody wants new
superheroes.
anything. Anytime they make a new superhero, it fucking sucks because the people who make it suck. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just making it for marketing purposes, not for, interesting story purposes.
I was like, most of the characters that people, or at least in my experience, most of the characters that people enjoy are the characters that weren't made for you to enjoy.
Yeah, like Deadpool, who was just a fucking side character, who was probably never going to show up again until somebody was like, he was actually kind of cool. He was just a fucking Deathstroke ripoff. Literally, just a Deathstroke ripoff.
As Deathstroke rip off that fourth wall broke, right? That was it?
That was it. He even acted the same. They had a dry, dark humor, and that was it. And now he's one. But now you get since this is relevant, you get characters like Miss Marvel, who literally has nothing going on, no villains, no fucking personality, no character. She's just literally the Marvel fan, and she's Miss Marvel just 'cause. I don't know, dude. It just sucks. And I get people who are like, the new Miss Marvel's actually, what's her name, Kamala Khan or whatever. She's such a good character. Literally nothing going on. Absolutely nothing. She was created when they were trying to replace the fucking X-Men with the Inhumans. And now she's just kind of stuck around because they don't know what to do with her, but a bunch of fucking idiots latched onto her. Anyway. HBO Max is cool. I watched a ton of fucking, like, South Park and Opportunity Hunter Force, but I also watched, more importantly, Powerpuff Girls.
How was that? Okay. Oh, you're right. HBO Max, not Adult Swim. I was like,
well, because it has like Cartoon Network and Adult Swim. And
yeah.
shows on there.
But for some reason, I just assumed when you said HBO Max, my brain was like, oh, Adult Swim shows. Got it. Wait, why would Yeah, no.
So, I didn't realize this before. Powerpuff Girls might actually be one of the most violent TV shows of my childhood. I already knew it was pretty hardcore, but I watched an episode where a giant fish monster brutally killed, like, hundreds of people on screen. Like,
yeah.
Shit like he grabs a building and shakes it and people fall out of the building. You literally see their bodies fall out of the building.
Oof.
Or how about everybody in the city boos the monster, so the monster breathes fire all on top of them and you hear them screaming. Or the monster fucking grabs a moving train and starts swinging it around like nunchucks. Or a monster literally steps on a bunch of moving cars on a bridge that you saw people in right before he stepped on it. Brutal.
Yeah.
Super
But
crazy
as a child,
violence.
As a child, you don't think about it.
Didn't think about it once. It's pretty rad. But the whole point of Powerpuff Girls anyway is that they fuck everything up and destroy everything.
Yeah.
It was really like the whole deal. Even when like the movie came out, the whole thing was, they're adorable and they have cool powers and all, but they just completely destroyed our city playing tag. You know, what more fucked up shit can they do? But there's actually an episode called the Town of Citiesville or whatever, or Out of the City or whatever, where they go to like a reverse town, which it's literally just like a regular city. Like,
yeah.
You know, they fucking try to stop crime and fuck up the city, and the fucking mayor calls them into his office and goes ballistic on them, and he's just like, you're not allowed to use your powers at all in the city, he will sue you, all this kind of crazy shit. They try flying home and a bunch of like jets show up.
Oh, I remember that episode, yeah.
Crazy episode, but really good. That show is fucking hilarious. It's generally like, there's a picture going around of like, this is a tough meme to explain. So, you guys know who King Ghidorah is, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know King of the Monsters, the movie that came out?
Mm-hmm.
So, there is a picture of King Ghidorah from that movie. It's like a cartoony picture or whatever. Art picture. Two of the heads are super serious and one head is super goofy. And over the two serious heads, someone wrote Cartoon Network in the 90s, and on the other head, Cartoon Network in the early 2000s, and on the third head, it's like Cartoon Network today, and it's like all goofy and stupid.
I love that one, yeah.
It's pretty good. But I was thinking of that picture when I was watching Powerpuff Girls. I was like, God, they're just slaughtering all these people, and they're just beating the fuck out of this woman. There's one bit where the Powerpuff Girls just kind of overwhelm this, like she's an evil villain or whatever, but they're like just decking her in the face and shit and punching her in the gut, like all kinds of weirdly violent shit.
Or you know, whenever they beat up the lobster man girl person.
Yeah, like when people get their asses beat in this show, it makes you feel bad for the person getting their asses beat, no matter who they are.
Yeah, think about 3 Superman beating up one person. Like, Superman. You get Superman Prime. You get Superman, and you
Right?
get Superboy.
You get Earth 2 Superman. You get regular Superman. You get Superboy Prime, just beating the fuck out of you.
And it's not even like some super villain person. It's like, oh, I have the ability of having a lobster shell.
Bro, exactly. I was like, one dude is just like kind of just a guy who was mad at his life was boring, so they beat him up. Like he became a villain because his life was kind of boring. And then the girls just kind of beat him up, and he went to jail.
Gangrene gang. They just have gangrene.
Whenever they beat up the Gangrene gang,
they're just people.
Brutal, because they're just dudes. They're just kind of they're like mutants or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're just dudes, and they just get absolutely mollywopped by these fucking little girls. Like some of these like it. There's a. Do you remember the fucking clown who turned all gray and shit?
Yeah.
Okay, so that dude, they fixed that guy. He's totally fine, and he's like, "Thanks for saving me, girls." And then they proceeded to beat the fuck out of him. Amazing.
The show's great.
It's also a lot of references that, of course, I didn't get that I now get. You know. What a fucking good show. Another Gendy Tartakovsky classic, along with Craig McCracken and all those guys. Anyway, I also watched The Departed, which is a good flick.
I actually don't know what that is.
It's
is it the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good shit.
It's really, really fucking good. Not much to say other than just a really good Scorsese movie about good cops, bad cops, good criminals, bad criminals, and just some shit that goes way wrong. Love it. I gotta watch the movies that it's based on, though, because they're based on some Chinese films called Infernal Affairs, and those apparently are even fucking better. So we'll see.
I will say, The Departed, I waited to see it, like, probably for a couple of years, because I think I saw like a review or something, and I maybe really want to watch it. It was worth the wait. Like,
yeah.
So.
I think so my whole problem with watching like films, not just movies but films, is that they usually tend to be about 2.5 hours long. And I fucking hate movies. I don't like sitting around for movies and you know, having shit play out in front of me while I fucking sit there and drool on my chest. So, you know, I'd rather be doing something, you know. That's why I like video games more, because I can sit there for 12 hours, but at least I felt like I was actually involved in some way.
Like interacting, you know, with it.
Yeah, like with fucking movies, I'm like, man, these characters sure are awful, and I don't like them. So I guess I hate this movie now, like I did with New Mutants. But if I was able to play New Mutants, you know, if I was able to walk those stupid ass characters around and do cool stuff with them, I'd be like, hey, you know, it wasn't so bad. But unfortunately, you know. Yeah. But The Departed, super good because it kept me interested and involved the whole time. I will say the psychiatrist chick character.
Oh yeah, that bitch.
Totally pointless. No need for her to have been in there at all. Honestly, they gave her kind of nothing to do other than be like a piece for the two main characters to fuck.
Yeah.
You know, like at the very end, Leonardo DiCaprio gives her the stuff to kind of, you know, in case something happens to him, but he could have done that with literally any character. Because at the end of the day, fucking Mark Wahlberg is the true hero who saves the fucking day, you know. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not saves the day, but, you know, gets you that good feeling revenge. But, yeah, I mean, but still, all in all, good. I just would have given her something more to do. Maybe made her like an actual cop or something, and not just like a psychiatrist. Because I was like, what? I was really hoping there would be some sort of payoff with her character, but there just wasn't. And I started to feel like we were just wasting time with her. Anytime she would show up on screen with with either DiCaprio or Matt Damon, I'd be like, okay, time to kind of check out for a little bit. because she stinks. What else did I do? I played a video game.
Well, I watched an
Oh, shut up. So Dark Souls.
Fuck your Dark Souls 3 shit. I saw you playing the other day. I watched Misfits of Demon Academy, and that shit is good.
Now it's good. You've gone from this
I've gone
kind of
from
sucks
This kind of sucks
to maybe it doesn't suck that much to it's good.
It's good. It's
Okay.
good. It takes a long time to like actually kick off, but it's going somewhere now. And the main character being powerful as fuck matters very little at this point. Because it's no longer the story about him being powerful, and it's more about the story of what the fuck is going on. So, who gives a fuck if he's powerful? The fuck is going on? Which, now it comes down to, does it pay off in the end? Because if it pays off in the end, cool. If it doesn't, this is a waste of fucking time. So it's going to come down to the end.
Most series you could chalk up to that. You know, you could have 11 great episodes, but if episode 12 sucks ass,
then all the other episodes all
for
of a sudden
nothing.
just crumble.
Kind of like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I never got into that bullshit.
It was fucking great, and then it was like, oh wait a second,
Complete
the fuck?
ass.
You guys fucked up.
I was always like, man, Game of Thrones kind of sucks.
It's like it's almost like you build a tower, and the piece of tower that was holding the whole place up got rusted once you finished building it, and it all crumbled down.
Yep.
So yeah, it's all gonna come down to that. But now, as of right now, it's pretty good anime.
Cool.
It's much better than episode 1 and 2.
Cool. That's good. I'm glad it went from being complete trash to being okay.
It is okay at this moment, and I am excited. So Dark Souls 3 though, huh?
Yeah, it was like $20 for the deluxe edition that came with all the DLCs.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was like, fuck it. I want a PC version of Dark Souls 3. I'll play that. So eventually, I'll just come fuck with you in the playthrough. I think we'll set something up, and then
I'm down.
I'll just kill you.
Right before the final boss, like, I'm invading you, Cam.
Yeah, I'll just like stand there and wait. I could do that. You gotta earn this final battle.
Yeah, I can't go and fight the boss until I beat you in a 1v1.
And I'll just be over on the side, like, chucking lightning bolts at you.
Like this shit.
That'd be funny.
I do have a caster set up.
Oh,
That's like my main character in Dark Souls 3. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I've only beaten like 3 or 4 bosses though, so I'm not very far in.
It's a magic build. I think they made it viable. I think at first it was not. I think at first it was broken, and then they had to fix it. So then it became shit, and then they fixed it again, and then now it's fine. Now it's actually like a viable build.
That was the story for Dark Souls 2 for sure, where it was broken as fuck. And then
that's how it is in all the games. Having a magic build is kind of like in all these like Souls games.
Yeah.
Like Bloodborne's the same way, where if you try to have like a sorcerer magic builds, it's you won't really get anything worth a shit until like the very end game. So what even is the point?
I don't know. I'm having fun with it. I was when I was playing it. Like it was fun to like just chuck shit and like almost everything. Like that's very satisfying to just watch almost everything die.
Yeah.
Except for the bosses, because fuck me, I guess.
Except for that one boss, but you probably haven't gotten him yet.
Except for all the bosses, because they don't get one shot.
Well, except for that one boss.
Alright. Yeah.
Except for that one boss. But then it's not really a one shot. It's like a 2-shot, because someone else has to do something. But that's spoilers.
Spoilers.
Alright. Wait a minute. I want to talk about this thing that Sakurai said.
Oh, about the rollback?
Yeah.
Or the not rollback?
So, I'm going to read a couple of things from this article that I highlighted and put in the docket.
I did read this article.
The other day, the producer of Tekken, Mr. Harada, said about 60% of home consoles use Wi-Fi. In the Nintendo Switch's case, it's probably higher than that. But even if not, from a global perspective, not everyone's internet is as good as Japan's. Improvements come with their share of risks, but on average, internet has been getting better in recent years, so we've got to be flexible and reevaluate things. So that's Harada literally being like, let's at least maybe think about some kind of rollback or something.
It's also, there is one positive in this, and that's, they realize that Japanese internet is better than the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, that's
least,
plus.
At least they know. At least they're not just like, what's the problem, guys? Alright, so second part of this. Furthermore, I've heard requests to display whether other player, I think, yeah, this is from the article directly, so I think they just had some typos, whether another player is using Wi-Fi or not. But we can't do that.
Hold up, time out. This is from NintendoEverything.com.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, go ahead.
But we can't do that because players could refuse matches with them. Some players have asked for a netcode rollback, but we tested something similar during development and decided against it because the side effects are quite significant. Those side effects, I imagine, were people seeing that a motherfucker had Wi-Fi and said, I don't want to play with that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because Sakurai also says, where'd it go? I had the article over here just a second ago. I had it highlighted, but I guess I lost that. Basically, he says, we took out the option to see that other people were on Wi-Fi because that would entice players to not play with those people on Wi-Fi.
I mean, the only thing I gotta say about that is that they just need to make a goddamn system that has an Ethernet port already on it, just so that way when people do have Wi-Fi on, then you have a reason to go, they could have put it in the Ethernet port.
I think Sakurai doesn't understand that not everybody wants to play with each other. I think there's like Nintendo is trying to foment this idea of like childlike friendship and sharing and playing together. When in reality, I just want to whoop somebody's ass on Smash and have it not be a laggy piece of shit.
Yeah, it's and the whole other thing about the rollback thing is that they couldn't get it to roll back with Wi-Fi.
I mean, I don't know about that because like fucking Power Rangers works on Switch with rollback. So like, come on.
That's a good point. No, it does not.
Is it really not? Is it really that still bad?
Xbox and Switch are usually not allowed in tournaments because it's bad.
Damn.
I thought that was because Switch couldn't hold a certain amount of FPS on certain stages.
Switch can't connect to certain people, right? Xbox has it bad. Like, if you connect to anybody with Xbox playing Power Rangers on Xbox, it's just a bad connection no matter what. If you play on someone who's playing the Switch, it can be bad. Not always bad, but it can be, especially if they're on Wi-Fi. And then Xbox to Switch, it's pretty much just going to disconnect you.
Hardware.
Damn.
It's a good thing I don't play on a shitty piece of console then.
But yeah, so PS4 and PC is basically what's only allowed in tournaments.
Imagine if Nintendo was like, what if we put out a Switch, a machine that is essentially genius in design, and we made it worth the shit power-wise. Imagine all the money they would make. Imagine all the pussy Doug Bowser would get. Imagine. But they don't care.
It's one of those things where like Nintendo knows. God, why did I just turn British? Nintendo knows their place in the market so insanely well that they will not deviate from it even when it's best for them.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't blame them, but also I agree with you.
They're staying in their lane hard as fuck.
Yeah, I agree that they should branch out because, like, I feel like they design games that don't require powerful hardware, but they could. Right, and I think that they would be phenomenal. Like, Nintendo games in general, like the first-party ones, are almost always, like, smash hits. Maybe not for, like, the last few Zeldas and stuff, besides, like, Breath of the Wild. But, like... Because, like, Skyward Sword and a lot of, like, the Wii and Wii U ones where they use the motion controls were kind of, like, touch and go for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But, like, all the Super Paper Mario games have been fucking awesome. Well, okay, I take that back. I haven't played Color Splash or Sticker Star, but, like, Most
I
of
think
them.
Sticker Star sucks, from what I've heard. I haven't played them all either.
Yeah, I've heard from a couple reviewers that it was whatever, which for a Paper Mario game is bad. But like,
Yeah, I mean, it sucks.
but just like, and like Mario Galaxy was really really good, and it's just like they could obviously do so much with like more powerful hardware, and it kind of, I don't know, it makes me happy because their consoles are always like basically $300 at launch at most. But at the same time, it's like you could kick
And
into
then they
overdrive.
stay $300 for about 4 to 6 years after this shit comes out.
Yeah, so it's like, but they could totally just kick it into overdrive.
They could.
So it's just like,
I think it's because Nintendo's still run by a lot of those old guys, and they really don't want to see the stuff they created go away. So they're just like, we'll keep doing things the way we've been doing them, you know, and feel good about ourselves, and then maybe when we die, they'll change it. But by then, I'll be gone. So who knows? I think. Yeah, you're right. Nintendo was totally capable of making like the most godlike Star Fox game you've ever fucking seen, you know. But they want to. They. I almost feel like they want to be seen the way you would see like a toy company. You know.
Didn't they start off as a card company?
Yeah, they were
like
they were like a card company, like a playing card company, back in the day. So, I think because the way they market their stuff, it's like, it's almost like seeing a kid hold a new action figure whenever a fucking new Nintendo system comes out. You know, they make the whole deal about like, you know, epic Switch action. Click the fucking controllers into the screen and jizz your pants. Like, it's not like, you know, they don't really give a fuck about telling you what the specs are or anything. You know, we just spent like a few months, you know, speculating over what the specs of a goddamn PS5 and Xbox Series, whatever the fuck we're gonna be, but we didn't give a shit about what the next Nintendo thing was gonna be like.
Yeah.
You know, nobody was speculating over how much power it was gonna have. Not really,
Yeah.
you know.
They kind of just like, what gimmick are they going for? Is it going to be okay?
Yeah. They're like, all right, the name's the Switch. What does that mean? What's it going to be able to do? You know, when the fucking name was... I specifically remember this. When the name was around and not anything else about it, just when people heard the name, people were like, all right, what will it do? What is its gimmick? What is its fucking childlike glee moment where you're going to do the thing and be like, yo, this works? You know?
and admittedly, it is pretty fucking cool.
And it's a good idea. It's sold like crazy, you know. It's like the best-selling fucking console thing ever, or some shit like that.
I mean, people have been like chomping at the bits for a new handheld, anyways. That's not the DS.
That's true. Yeah, and Nintendo, and you know what? That is Nintendo's lane. Like,
Yeah.
they were dominating the fucking handheld market, and they were like, let's just combine our two, you know, areas of expertise. So
And it worked out really well.
it worked out really, really well. And now there's rumors of a new Nintendo system coming out, like a new Switch. The new Switch.
I was going to say, is it 2 years after the new console is usually their cycle?
For what?
For
like
Nintendo
a new
consoles.
version of a
Because
thing?
there's always in between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know for Nintendo.
I think 2 years is about right. Might be 3. Might be like 1.5 for each like mini cycle.
Because you know what? You know what else is also like with Nintendo about this? They keep trying to be coy about whether or not some shit's coming out. They keep saying we have no plans to like do such and such, this or that with the new system. There's no new Switch coming out or whatever, but now there's rumors of a new one coming out, and like they keep acting like we haven't already seen behind the curtain, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this is fucking wrestling or something. Like, we don't already know how shit gets made, how the sausage gets made, you know. Like, they can be more honest with their audience, which I think they've kind of started doing a little bit, but not a bunch. So I who knows? I'm sure Nintendo will be fine though. They can just keep doing the same shit they've been doing and not change anything because people will eat it up.
Yeah.
But hey, if they Make a Golden Sun remastered collection. Put that bitch on the Switch. I'll have a Switch tomorrow.
You're not lying, even.
Yeah.
That's 100%.
That's the weird thing about that kind of stuff is like Nintendo has such an insane back catalog and they just refuse to access it. Like they're kind of doing it a little bit with the SNES and the NES stuff, but like fucking there's so many games that I want to play on Switch. Like I know I've said like Super Mario Super Mario RPG. I know like there's issues with like licensing and shit, but like they can figure that out. And
it's
like,
not like they don't already have a pretty decent relationship with Square Enix.
Yeah, and like there's just a lot of stuff that would be super fucking fun, or like not inputting, but like porting over like Mario Kart 64 from like the Wii port, you know? Because I think they added online, I think, right?
Why do that when you can just release a collection of shit
Well, I'm just saying, like,
and have it go away in 6 months, forever?
I'm just saying, like, they have a very big catalog of games that everybody wants to see, or not everybody, but
Yeah.
a lot of people want to see, and they just refuse to access it. It's like, I've never seen a company who's like constantly in the black and refuses to make more money. Like,
I was gonna say it could come down to logistics and licensing.
A lot of Japanese companies actually do this, because Sega and Capcom do the exact same fucking thing, where they have all these properties that people want to see new games of, but they just will never fucking come out ever, because nobody at Capcom or Sega gives a fuck anymore about those games. They only care about like Street Fighter or Sonic the Hedgehog or Yakuza. Yeah, those big flagship games. They've like a lot of them have narrowed their focus onto those few games, because those are the ones that make all the money, you know.
yeah, but like, you don't even like. I'm not saying make a new fucking whatever. I'm saying just port the fucking things.
Yeah.
Like, they already have the code, and if they have, like, because of the new like Mario All Stars or whatever that's coming out, it's like Mario 64 Sunshine and the first Galaxy. Like, they obviously already have the ability to port that shit. So just port the shit and make fuck tons of money.
They will, but first
Not until their quarter's down.
They gotta package it in some way. They gotta wait for, you know, a time when they're not making as much money, so they can then make as much money as possible. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fucking. I just want to play Super Mario RPG and not have to fucking haul my Wii U upstairs. Like, I don't know.
Anything could happen. I mean, tomorrow Nintendo might fucking announce Super Mario RPG 2. You know.
I'd be down. I need a good RPG in my life.
Because we are in a post FF7 remake and Last Guardian world. You know?
Yeah.
Like we stuff that people were like, this shit will never come out ever.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts
and they were
3
right
as
for
well.
like a decade. Those things have now come out. So now basically anything is possible. The earth is cracked open and the demons from hell are flying around fucking shit up.
Yeah, they were the ending of Final Fantasy 7. Okay,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna just take control of this shit because I need to bitch about this. I know you guys don't really care, but let's talk guitars. So
I care about everything, dog.
Oh yeah.
I care if you care.
Exactly. We got your back. We got your back, Derek.
So okay, there are these guitars on Amazon. They're Firefly guitars, and it's like the super cheapo brand that comes from China, but like they're actually like really decent guitars for like really cheap. Like you can get like a fully functioning basically guitar for like $160, and you can like gig with it. Like that's how good it is.
Nice.
Yeah, it's insanely good. I really love that one.
Are they electric guitars or acoustic?
Electric.
Okay, cool.
So it's a little bit. They're a little bit easier like to make, I guess. But no, this is like, I was thinking about it, and like, because my favorite guitar right now is this absolute like piece of shit like knockoff, like made in China, probably in some dude's like fucking walk, you know, like piece of crap guitar, and I absolutely just love it. And I've played like $2,000 or $3,000 guitars that I've just like have not had that same connection with, and it's just kind of insane to me that like beginner guitars are like so good now, you know?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they're not like the best, but like they're fucking good enough to like do shit with, and like you can totally just fucking like gig on them or record on them, and it makes me really excited, but also is like really depressing because like I want to own a Gibson Les Paul one day, which is like it's the guitar that Slash uses. And
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, to give context. And like I've held one that I've really jived with and like really fell in love with, but like I can't justify the like fucking $5,000 or whatever that they are, you know?
Mhm.
Like, is it really going to be that much better than my $350 guitar? Like, I don't know.
You have to think about it like it could just be historical value where that's why it's so expensive versus
Oh yeah, like it's definitely name
utility.
branding. It's absolutely name branding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, a lot of times, a lot of stuff becomes expensive just because somebody who's worth the shit ends up using it, and it makes it seem like the thing's amazing.
It's like, I forget what alcohol it is. There's a certain alcohol that's super freaking expensive because when it was made, the person who made it used to go around going, "Oh, only the rich people drink this," and eventually the rich people drank it because that's what he told them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's funny to me because guitars are a bit like cars in that there's a lot of like national pride at stake. Because like the big thing with
I was
like
gonna say guitars are a lot like swords.
because there's a lot of national pride at stake.
Yeah.
The difference with that though is that the cheaper guitars usually do the job just as well.
Yeah.
No, but like the difference between like a lot of the Fenders and like Gibsons, like the main guitars that you would see like on the stages of like the big, you know, fucking like arenas and shit, is most of it is that they're like American made. But even a lot of the shit that's in like the guitars themselves are like Korean or Indonesian or Chinese like parts that are assembled in the US, and it's like
Gotcha.
I don't know. I just enjoy collecting and playing guitar, and it's difficult for me because I'm like kind of going through this phase where I'm just like, fuck, like I can buy these cheap guitars and they're gonna be good for me for a while, and it's just like, what am I supposed to do now? You know?
Yeah.
And the other thing that was pissing me off, and
Is that what this bruh stuff is in the docket?
oh no, that was reading your that was reading the Sakurai crap.
Okay.
No, it's like I've been I know I've mentioned this before, but like I frequent the r/guitar lessons subreddit, and because like sometimes they ask questions and I can actually be useful and like helpful and shit. But like fucking the amount of people there, like there's an insane combination of just like absolute ignorance and also just like sheer unwillingness to use their fucking functional brain cells. Like, you know?
Toxic masculinity.
I mean, kind of, but it's like toxic guitarists.
Toxic anything.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so, like, I'm not going to say that, like, they're dumb because they don't know what to do. Because, like, everyone's been there and everyone's going to be there when you start something new. But, like, I hate the people that, like, actually, I hate the people that, like,
Like, is hate the right word?
yeah, no, I
Don't
abhor-
worry, Drowning in Pools is a hate-friendly podcast.
I abhor the people who like are like, I've been playing for a week and I've already mastered this song, and I'm like, I can take a fair bet that you probably have not. Like,
Yeah.
You know what? They might have mastered a version that is not mastered.
well, it's like it's fine to say like, oh yeah, I can fake my way through that song, or like I know the song. Like that's totally, yeah, that's fine. But like, especially like if guitar or like whatever is their first instrument and they've had no musical background at all, it's like, and not to sound like elitist or like you have to know a bunch of music and whatever, but like, do you really understand what's going on? Because that's when I would start to say like you've started to master a song, is when you can like essentially like improv and explain it, yeah, and like it sounds in tune with the song and like in key. And so it's like, I remember seeing this guy. It wasn't even a video post. It was just a text post. But it was like, I picked up the guitar a month ago and I've already mastered Smells Like Teen Spirit and like some other fucking song. And I'm just like, not to say that you're not a savant, but like,
Odds are you aren't a motherfucking savant.
yeah, I was like, I'm very, very skeptical.
So something that kind of relates kind of closely to this. Whenever I go on Reddit, on the Reddit live thing, that's kind of just there, whether you want it to be or not.
Oh yeah.
Always some dude playing the guitar. always, and it's always pretty bad.
Oh, dude, I should go on there. Easy.
Like, it's super weird. It's like a place where like that stereotypical douchebag guitarist can go and have everybody see his shit. He doesn't have to just hang out at the fucking college courtyard or whatever.
Now that quarantine shut him down.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious.
Oh my god, it's a dude with a violin right now.
This is why people who are bad need to be told that they're not good. They don't need to be told they're bad. No one needs to hear that. Oh, you suck ass.
Tell them, you're not good yet.
Like you're getting there. Like yeah, you're getting there. You got to work on a couple things, but you're getting there.
Maybe don't go on Reddit Live and show 10,000 people just how not good you are.
Maybe you don't raw EX every time you wake up.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, listen. Ouch. I don't do that anymore.
I do that still.
Like, it's just, I don't know, like, I've been playing music consistently for, how old am I? I'm turning 24, so, like...
29.
10 years or so now, a little bit more. Mm-hmm. And I still feel like I just fucking suck, you know?
Yeah.
And
I feel like that sounds about right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like fighting games, music, like, you know, Formula 1 race car driving. There's tons of stuff where, like, the more that you know, the more you don't know, and you just feel like you fucking suck dick and don't know anything.
Yeah, like, the more you know, the more holes in, like, whatever you're doing there is. You're just like, oh, I completely forgot. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly, like, my problem on guitar right now, is because, like, I have enough knowledge to kind of know what I'm doing, but enough knowledge to know that, like, it's not at all what I could be doing, you know? Like, there could be so much more. And then I see people on Reddit and stuff, and I'm just like, oh, like, child, let me sit you down. And, like, you know?
Yeah.
Fucking motherfucking Powerpuff Girls has a quote that directly correlates to this from some guy. They quote some dude who said, like, knowledge is the slow realization that we're ignorant or whatever the fuck. And yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about. It's like, I still feel, I've been drawn since I was probably like 7 years old, and I still feel pretty shit. Every time I look at my stuff, I despise it, because I see all my mistakes, and I see, like, everything I've learned about, you know, whatever technique I see. It's
not exactly there yet.
It's rough to see, and I'm like, man, I you know, especially when you feel like you're on the cusp of understanding what the deal is. That's, like, always the hardest part to me, where you're like,
yo, breakthroughs are always, like, that's such a rewarding feeling when you get a breakthrough in any kind of media that you work at.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Cameron, you want to talk about Miss Sheba?
Yeah, Lauren Sheba. She's a new character coming out of Power Rangers in
fuck
10 days.
Hold on, I forgot. I haven't seen the thing yet.
She is more Virgil than motherfucking Virgil in this, than the guy who is literally Virgil in this game.
She looks like she's going to be insane.
She looks cool as fuck.
But the other thing is, she looks like she's going to be insane, but who knows if she's going to be broken. She's probably going to be broken. But
probably. Hopefully.
Every character in this fucking game is broken, cuz.
Yeah, I know, but she's going to be broken because she doesn't have any kind of, like, movement on the floor options, but she has all her mobility options in the air, which no one has in this game.
That's the crazy shit to me that I was looking at. I was like, is she still in the air?
So she's the only character with a double jump in this game.
She's over here, like, devil may crying and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't wait to play her. She's gonna be so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I just gotta figure out what I'm gonna play her as, like what's position and whatnot, because I'm definitely going to play her.
She has an EX in the air. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Player is she's
Oh
actually.
my god,
like,
she's got butterflies. I'm in.
She's kind of like Miss Valentine from Skullgirls. She has a lot of aerial stuff and a lot of quick movements, and she's actually really cool. Like, this is the first character probably since Quantum Ranger that I'm like, okay, now I'm in. I kind of want to play this game now.
I can't fucking wait to play her, man. So, yeah, no, she's exciting, but not only is she coming out, there's a whole patch coming out with her. So, they're nerfing a bunch of characters and they're buffing a couple characters as well. So,
Please tell me they're nerfing RJ.
They're nerfing RJ. They're nerfing Tommy. They're buffing Daishi.
Nice.
And I think they're giving some quality of life things to some other people and taking away some other things. I don't know because the patch notes aren't completely out yet. But
They should just buff everyone. Fuck nerfing.
okay,
I would agree with that in most circumstances. However,
No. RJ
Alright.
stays broken. Just make everybody else broken too.
So the thing is that RJ just needs to have his tools, like one or two tools taken away, or his meter gain / damage needs to be nerfed. One of those two. I think RJ should still be able to kill from 0 bars, touch of death, with at least 1 assist. Because that's what pretty much all of the
Is
characters
that
do.
not fucking radical? Is that not cool?
Yeah, it's cool as shit. Every character should be able to kill touch of death.
Like, why
with
would
1
you
assist.
take that kind of thing out of your
because
video game?
he can do that at -1 bars with 0 assists right now.
That's awesome.
So the thing about RJ is that he can build 5 bars in a single combo.
That's like the coolest shit ever.
It is so stupid.
It's so cool.
It's so stupid.
It's so like
It's not okay.
power. Give me more power.
It's not okay.
I would agree.
Just
that
make
if-
everybody else stronger, and it's not as bad.
Yeah,
You can
but
be
the
like,
issue-
all right, well, he has that, but this character has this.
The issue is that like RJ's shit specifically just bounces. Like
So
he has different like
the thing-
OTGs and stuff.
Yeah, so the thing about RJ is that off any hit, as long as he converts it into a hard knockdown, he can full combo you to death. No other character in the game can just do that.
So just make other characters in the game able to do stuff like that again. I mean, I still don't see what the problem is. If the problem is that he has unfair shit, give everybody else unfair shit.
But yeah, the other thing...
Isn't this not how Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is?
No, it was not.
Is it not play these two teams that each character has unfair shit? I remember pretty much seeing duplicate teams on some Marvel tournaments and shit.
Yeah, Marvel 3 had like 6 teams, or like it had like 4, maybe 5 viable teams that most people used. But the thing is that game didn't have patches. The game came out, it had 1 patch, and never again.
Oh,
The game came out, and then Ultimate came out, and then they were done.
Yeah, like, so Vanilla came out, I think it had 1 patch. Ultimate came out, I think it had 1 patch, and then the game was done. That was it.
Fair enough.
This game constantly has patches, updates, seasons, and stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, you kind of have to
Still,
tone things
I
down.
maintain buff every character.
I won't say buff every character all the time, but I would say balance things
Buff
out.
them
So,
in the
like,
right places. This is coming from me, a Huarang main, who every time I get buffed, people figure that shit out, and it might as well just be a nerf. Every patch. Literally every single time.
So I'm pretty sure. So the new patch coming out, they're buffing Daishi, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure as soon as he gets buffed, he's getting nerfed like next week because they're speeding up his fireball. They're speeding up his crossover light.
Are you
and
kidding me?
And they're speeding up his assist, right?
Are you kidding me?
But guess what? Without his assist or without his fireball being sped up already, there's already an infinite with his fireball.
Jesus Christ.
That's the reason why he got nerfed in the first place is because he had an infinite.
So they're bringing it back. I like that.
And they're bringing back this sped up fireball. So I'm like, either they're changing the
So-
properties of fireball, or he's gonna have an infinite and then he's gonna get nerfed immediately. And I'm
So
gonna be pissed.
that I like. That I enjoy. Like, we're taking this away for now, but it will be back.
Yo,
You know, I like that.
there's a meme. There's the meme where it's they're kicking the dude out of it's Simpsons. They're kicking the dude out of the bar.
Oh
and
yeah, and like it shows up behind him. Yeah.
So it's Inway getting rid of a Cat Infinite, and then it shows Cat Infinite right behind him. Every single time they nerfed Cat 4 different times. They got rid of her Infinite 4 different times. Every single time they got rid of it, another one showed up.
Nice.
It is one of those things where as much as I can't and don't really want to perform infinites, I think that they're super cool and should be in the game, right?
I agree.
but
agree.
like, also they should be hard as shit.
Like
Yeah.
the Plinkfinite. The Plinkfinite is hard as fuck.
Yeah, like the doggy one, or like because Daishi's original Fireball combo was not fucking hard. Like,
No.
it was the
Also-
stupidest shit ever.
Also, his Wall Cling Infinite wasn't hard either.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. It was like it was just walking medium, right?
It was Wall Cling, Slice, dive forward, Wall Cling, Slice, dive forward, Wall Cling, Slice, dive forward,
So
and you just see the person go
fucking dumb.
bounce,
Like-
until they're dead.
If it's something that takes a lot of skill and like could be dropped at any time, and if you do it and finish it, like props.
Yeah.
Like obviously I'm gonna be pissed in the moment, but like watching the Magneto Infinites from MVC2 or whatever, like that shit's fucking hard.
Yo, that shit is hard, and it's so fucking cool to watch. Swing, 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 swing,
Now
swing, swing, swing.
imagine if a patch came through and they took that shit away.
Well, there's a difference there. Is that that's fucking hard.
Misery.
Now there is a difference there. Like that combo, the infinites are never the issue. It's how easy to start
How
the
easy
infinites
it is,
and
yeah.
how easy to do. Like Zero's lightning loops. If he fucks up the lightning loop, he has a 50-50 high-low mix-up off of it.
If it's
So
if
you have a
if it's-
25% chance of guessing right.
If it's literally like Dio time stop, you can't play the game, fuck you type shit, then yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was Zero's lightning loops.
Okay. Like patch that out, maybe make it a little bit harder.
Yeah,
But
so-
you know.
Yeah, because the thing about Zero's lightning loops is that like if he drops it, there's a 50% chance he's going to be behind you or in front of you.
Yeah.
And also, he can high-low off of that setup because you're stuck in lightning blocking it. So you don't know if he's going to hit you high on the back of your head, or he's going to hit you low on the back of your feet, or he's going to hit you low in front of you, or he's going to hit you high in front of you. There's a quadrant there.
Yeah, and bringing it back to RJ, like in a game where literally no other character besides maybe Trini Assist can essentially combo full screen off of a random like stray ass hit.
Oh, yeah.
Like fucking RJ can do that, and he's the
RJ
only character.
And he doesn't have the blink dash to do it.
Yeah,
You just dash twice and then do crouching medium. So that's getting nerfed. It's not going to be as active, and it's going to come out slower. But
Thank
that's all slides in that game.
God.
All slides are getting nerfed in the game.
So
Are there even that many?
There's 3, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
They're making them less active.
Oh, Doggy has one, doesn't he?
Ranger Slayer, RJ, and who's the other person who has a slide? I think it might just be them two.
I think there's one more, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head.
No, off the top of my head now.
So Cameron,
Yes.
what's the deal with the Psycho Rangers? Why does everybody want the Psycho Rangers in the game so bad?
Because they're fucking cool.
Probably.
Are they?
They are.
They're cool, but they are just evil Power Rangers.
Well, maybe, just give them skins.
Yeah, yeah, skins would be cool.
I would love to see some more skins.
I think the reason people want them so bad is because they were like a very like difficult thing in the show for the Rangers to overcome because they fought exactly the
whooped
same.
their ass a couple times. It was pretty cool.
And so like the Rangers had to like team up and like figure out like use their brains, not just their brawn to like defeat
I mean,
them.
they
So
did
they
just kind of use their bronze. They just got bigger guns and shot them with them.
well they also swapped partners.
Yeah,
like they swapped
they
fights
did. That's
too.
right. They swapped guys. And then
Yeah.
they beat the fuck out of them. So here's the weird thing about that always gets me. So that kind of fucks up the power dynamics of your team, because if like the schlubby dumbass guy kills the evil Red Ranger character, now the red leader of the good guys is like, all right, I got some doubts now. This motherfucker might try to kill me.
I think it was more like there was like a it was like a wavelength thing, like they both on the exact same wavelength. So
Yes, yeah. I know what you're gonna do before you even do it. I know all your moves. I've studied all your moves.
You're going to say, how did he do that? I was already hitting him when he hit me. Wait, how'd you do that? I was already...
JoJo!
and then Skeletor's over in the corner like, joke's on you, I'm into that shit. But like
Damn, I was really gonna say over there in the corner jerking off.
I'm into that shit.
But I think that's wise because they were like they were one persistent, like very few of the villains in I was about to say Dragon Ball in Power Rangers, are like not the main villains and also fight the Rangers and are also persistent over most of a series.
Yeah.
So like they're a big part of In Space or
That's
Lost
true.
Galaxy. I
But
think it was In Space.
the kind of the problem with having them be persistent villains over the course of a series is that they start to become kind of lame. Like they once the heroes beat them once or twice, eventually the heroes can just beat them whenever the fuck they want. You know,
yeah,
they don't become a real persistent threat, which is what they became. Eventually, it was just like, oh, a Psycho Ranger, who gives a fuck? To the point where they were just kind of turning regular Rangers into Psycho Rangers sometimes. Like they had like a sixth Psycho Ranger who became the sixth Space Ranger or whatever, and yeah, it was just like okay, it wasn't really cool. It was kind of just like, you know, you needed that extra guy.
Well, it was like
So you threw him
in
in
Space. This is the first time I remember it was In Space when they killed. I think it was the Red Ranger that went down first for the Psycho Rangers.
Yeah.
But they like just straight up killed him. Like he's gone. And so it was one of those things where it's like, oh shit, like they're actual stakes now. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Characters could die and shit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would.
You know
I would
what,
like to see
man?
them.
Those earlier Power Rangers had some interesting concepts in them that kind of flew over my head as a kid that I still think about to this day, though. Like,
Yeah. I know very little about Power Rangers. I'm being told that I'm gonna have to be forced to watch at least my three series that my characters come from.
Oh god, do not watch Mystic Force.
Yeah, dude, just watch like the first maybe 5 iterations if you have to watch any at all. You know, of the Power Rangers, not the Super Sentai stuff. Super Sentai stuff is good, but it's not. You know,
Gotcha.
There's a few like
it's not what we're
mini
referencing.
arcs that you should watch. Like you should watch like the very first couple episodes, and then you should watch the like Green with Envy arc, and then you should
Yeah.
watch like the rest of the Tommy arc, and then like the finishing up. But
I wish those shows did have a little bit more of like a mature storytelling, because I would have liked to see Tommy be the villain a little bit longer.
oh, you mean like the exact fucking storyline
comics or whatever.
as the comics? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, that one he becomes Drakon, he becomes fucking straight up villain. But I would have liked to see him be like a villain, maybe for like a full season, and then like the end of the season he turns right, and maybe he fucking dies or something, and then he comes back later at like the end of the season after that as like the White Ranger, which is kind of what happens. But really what happens is he loses the Green Ranger powers, kind of, sort of, for a little bit, and then weird shit happens with like a candle.
You mean
There-
he
there's
almost
your
fucking
picture.
dies?
Yeah, where he has to like fight the Green Ranger thing or whatever, and it's just beating the fuck out of him. Super weird. And they had to do it again. Remember when he teamed up with the Red Ranger and they like swapped and like he gave him his armor? It was the coolest shit ever.
And they have that skin in the game, yes.
Yeah, super rad.
It's like there's a lot of like there are points in especially the original Power Ranger series because it's mostly like an after school special, like be nice to your friends and like whatever, like
Right,
teach the
yeah.
kids to be good. But like there are some really poignant storytelling points in each of those that like or in like that series that like really hit you hard, especially as an
Yeah.
adult where you just like look at that and you're just like, fuck, he just gave up everything.
Where you're like, that was actually a really heartfelt story.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's like about nothing, if like it's like the stakes are really small and like the kind of normal shit, right? The stakes are small, but you still see like, man, he really wanted that fucking trophy or whatever the fuck, but he gave it all up because he knew that dude was having a bad day. Isn't that so sweet? It's because he knows that the real evil or something the fuck is out there and not in here. Good shit. Good shit. Saban didn't fuck everything up.
Not everything.
Well, I mean,
Hold the phone there.
I would, but no, really though, I would like to see, like the movie was actually really like the big Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Western movie or whatever. Not the one from the 90s, but the newest one. That, I think, actually was a kind of a step in the right direction as far as, like, what you could do with, like, Power Rangers, like, that more mature storytelling.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
it just kind of was held back by, like, dumb shit.
It's one of those things where, like, I agree, because I haven't seen it, but I've seen enough clips of it to where, like, it's nice because our society as a whole has been moving towards, like, more mature and, like, darker themes in general, so you can tell darker stories even with, like, quote-unquote kids franchises.
Like that's what, like, bringing back, like, stuff, like Samurai Jack was a fucking show for 7-year-olds, right? But when they brought it back for the people who watched it back in the day. Mm-hmm. And they're like, alright, now fucking Jack gets cut the fuck up and he kills people, you know? And he's got, like, crazy dementia because he's been stuck in the future for 50 years. You know? Like, that's cool shit. That's you know, that's more mature storytelling that, you know, you've aged up with the audience because you know your audience. I think Power Rangers fucking knows its audience, at least by now it should. And, like, if they're gonna bring back this classic stuff, they need to bring it back for the people who remember it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem with, like, the fucking Teen Titans. That's the problem with, like, Teen Titans Go or, like, Thundercats Roar or anything that's, like, a remake but for the new generation. A lot of times they're made like that, you know, they just don't fucking... They're making it for no one because the subject matter of the show, you know, the only people who would even want to watch, like, a Thundercats show are people who liked Thundercats back in the day, because what the fuck do kids know about that shit, right? Mm. But the subject matter of the actual show is fucking lame and stupid, so they're not going to want to stick around and watch the show. So you've got nobody watching your show. So, I don't know, Power Rangers would be fucking rad if it was like, yeah, this guy is evil and then he killed a fuck ton of people and, you know, bad shit happened. Like, the city gets destroyed and they treat it like 9/11 or something. You know, Power Rangers could be good, man. It could be taken seriously.
It could be.
At least a little.
I think the later, like, Saban era ones, the original series, like, especially like Lost Galaxy and In Space, those two Galaxy. I think were, like, some of those mature ones that
those definitely had like
they straight
like
up just kill Zordon.
And yeah, like some of those did have more mature storytelling, like with Magna Defender about his fucking son getting killed. You know?
Oh yeah, Time Force, where the Red Ranger just gets blown the fuck up in the first, like, what, minute and a half of the episode.
Like, the original one or whatever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was rewatching the pilot for Time Force, and I forgot how fucked up that series is.
You know how fucking cool the fucking Quantum Ranger is? When they did the whole fucking Red Forever team up movie, guess who got to fucking come along? The fucking Quantum Red Ranger. Even though they had already they had representation, they brought him along too because his suit was red and he was cool.
And he was cool. That's the answer.
He was cool.
I think my favorite thing is, like, the first time he shows up and it's just like, I don't need help, and then he just destroys everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember watching, I just fucking hated that guy. He was so annoying because he was always talking shit to all the Power Rangers and he was just some guy. I'm like, fuck you, dude. But then that episode rolled around and he became a Power Ranger and I was like, this is the coolest fucking guy in the whole universe. And then he had his own fucking Zord and it was a big, like, dinosaur dragon thing. Huge dick on this guy.
Yeah.
Who was the one who could pilot? It was one of the Green Rangers who could pilot their own Zord by themselves.
Oh yeah, that's Tommy.
Okay, that's Tommy. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And, like, specifically, it's the dragon dagger that he has.
Yeah.
It's, like, not
the dragon
him
sword's, like, the
specifically.
most powerful fucking thing ever. But it gets fucking destroyed, I think.
The dagger gets lost.
That's what it is. That's why they can't summon him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's in the Boom comics.
That's what they should do. They need to do some shit about the Zords because, like, the lore around the Zords is not explored enough to me.
You mean at fucking all?
where the fuck did they come from?
I'll tell you where they came from. The Walmart toy aisle.
They don't seem to just be like just some robot Zordon and crew built back in the day. Like, you need like specific weapons and items to summon them and shit. Like, they've just been kind of chilling out. You know, like they were built by some ancient civilization. Like, they're super weapons.
Yeah,
I
don't
they
know.
all combine and shit.
Do you remember Wild Force and like them having to have like the specific gems and be in tune with like their fucking like? It's so cool.
They would have like multiple, like each ranger would have like multiple different animals because they were in tune with them. That was a super cool idea.
Yeah. That shit
And
was
like
sick.
the wolf did, and then the fucking wolf guy showed up and he had like the 3 coolest ones, of course, because he was the new
sixth ranger. Oh god, fucking Merrick, man.
That's hilarious.
Ah, dude, I missed that show. That was the show that I grew up with. Fun fact: I have a life-size version of the Red Ranger in my garage in Sacramento.
Really?
Yeah, I won him from like a Walmart, I think, actually, from like a raffle.
Cool. That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Did you watch any of Power Rangers Turbo at all?
Turbo. I saw the movie. I never saw the actual series because the movie came out like a lot later, I think.
Yeah.
And then the series, and so like I had no fucking clue who any of the characters were besides Tommy.
Right, because they had him retain. They also had the
Oh, they had Adam, I think.
the Blue Ranger came back and he was like, "All right, I hate working with you guys because you keep making fun of me for being gay, so I'm leaving."
Yeah.
And they made some like little kid the Blue Ranger, and so in the movie, I think when he transforms, they just put the kid in a suit or whatever. But in the TV show, there's a weird effect where like the kid's body stretches into like a grown man body when he transforms to a Power Ranger.
That was in the movie too.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Super weird looking, and it always fucked me up as a kid because a little kid's voice would be coming out of this grown man's body. Throw me off every time. Did not really like Turbo, and they quickly did away with it. Did either of you also watch Zeo? Which was like right before Turbo.
No, I never got to see Zeo because it was a little bit too. It was like way too early for me.
I believe it was not even around for that long. But Zeo had, I think Zeo had like some of the coolest designs for stuff to me. You know, it had like everything had like this weird geometric kind of trippy design to it.
So, fun
Pretty
fact,
cool.
I actually thought that, because I had, like, dollar store or, like, fucking knockoff, like, action figures or fucking whatever of Power Rangers Zeo. I thought that, as a kid, I thought that they were knockoff. Like, I thought they were knockoff Power Rangers. I didn't realize that they were actually, like, legit Power Rangers.
That's funny.
Because I only even remember like going back and watching them maybe like a few years after I'd actually stopped watching Power Rangers for a bit because I had just completely missed them somehow. I had watched all of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and then just completely somehow missed that one. Immediately went on to like the Turbo movie, watched all of Turbo, and then like I like most of the Power Rangers after that up until like Wild Force maybe.
Oh, dude,
But
Force. God damn it! I really need to fucking watch a lot of Power Rangers again. Dude, holy shit! Zeo had 50 episodes.
really,
Yeah, that is like nearly as long as the original Mighty Morphin.
that's kind of nuts actually.
I
don't remember watching. The only episodes I remember watching are the ones where the Red Ranger from Mighty Morphin came back with the rest of the crew, and he became like the Gold Ranger.
Oh yeah, Trey.
It was pretty cool.
Okay, so remember how it was like that's almost as much as Mighty Morphin? Absolute
Morphin.
fucking lied.
Isn't Mighty Morphin like 125 episodes? Or some shit like that?
145.
45, yeah.
However, there's a reversion which cuts down Mighty Morphin to 32 episodes.
yeah.
What? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Kai?
Okay, to be fair, how many episodes of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers do you really need?
That's true. A lot of those were just kind of the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of those, not all of those stories we were talking about earlier were really that heartfelt.
Yeah.
I think most of them, especially the ones that involved Bulk and Skull, were completely pointless and fucking stupid. But those good episodes sure were good. I wholeheartedly recommend the comic books.
I got you. They do look cool, like, especially the Battle for the Grid comic book. It seems like it could be pretty cool.
I
To
really
be
want to
fair-
find it online to read because I think it's going to be dank.
To be fair, I'm not super crazy about like all the big Power Ranger crossovers all the time, like making different generations and like the Ranger Slayer idea. I'm not crazy about that stuff. It was cool when they did it once with like the Red Rangers Forever thing. That was cool, but I'm just not super keen on mixing the bowls too much. But you know, they still are able to pull off cool shit with it. You know, like they started with the time traveling to kind of open the door, and now they've done all kinds of nutso cool stuff with like designs and just kind of what ifs and just fun stuff. So read it, or I'll kill you.
Okay. I contributed so much to this conversation.
You did.
So much.
You play the Power Rangers game.
Yes, I do. So,
Lauren Sheba looks cool.
Lauren
She's more
Sheba
Virgil
looks-
than Virgil.
she looks pretty fucking... You know,
Give
what's with
her
all
more
these,
power.
What's with all these Devil May Cry characters coming out in video games recently?
They're fucking cool
Devil
as
May
shit.
Cry is... Everybody was like, wait a minute. Devil May Cry 5 is fucking awesome.
Because
And
they
then
just made female
and
Dante
then
in League.
they released a bunch of fucking like collections and re-releases or whatever of the games and other stuff, and everybody was like, holy shit, these games are fucking awesome. Where the fuck were we? You know? And I was like, yeah. Where were ya? Play fucking Devil May Cry, everybody.
Yeah, play
Or
Devil
he'll
May
kill
Cry.
you.
Or I'll fucking kill you.
Also play female Dante in League.
Is she good?
Yes. Well,
Who the fuck
she's
is
go-
female Dante?
female Dante? She's a new character for League.
What
Oh,
makes her female
fucking-
Dante?
Literally everything.
What do you mean? Is she
Symmetra or whatever her name is.
wearing like a red jacket over her topless body? She's got guns, white hair.
I'm down.
She's got guns.
She's got a big sword.
She's got a big sword. She dashes. She has a style meter.
Okay. Well, there you go. So, style meter's all you need to say, really.
She literally has a style meter, which is
Lauren Sheba needs a style meter.
She
Lauren
does.
Sheba
It's her
does
opponent's
need a
health
style
bar.
meter.
The lower her opponent's health bar is, the more style she has.
That's good.
Let me bring up the League person, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this right now.
You haven't looked at her yet?
No, dude, I haven't played League for like a month until last night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I feel like I heard something about this, but I totally forgot. Probably because I don't give a fuck about League.
Smart.
Hey, maybe she'll be in the fighting game.
I would
maybe.
assume that if she's
That would make my penis hard.
anywhere near popular, which I think she will be, like she absolutely will be in the fighting game. There's no way that you don't have a
Just
character like this
be-
and just don't play her.
Just need 1 billion people to play her in like the first couple months, and
Oh.
I'll basically solidify her spot.
Absolutely. I have no doubt that she's going to be fucking huge. Every style gives her bonus movement speed, cancel damage. Wait, her sword deals magic damage?
Yep.
What the fuck? That's like... Okay, hold
Here,
on.
Dante's magic.
Dante is magic.
He's like made of the only magic in the series. I
Think of
think.
Sean.
I have been given a message.
That destroys missiles in the area. Holy shit.
Samira the Desert Rose. Jesus, that's loud. Okay, big sword. I see the big sword. Great visual. I have to put this in the podcast, I think. At least the trailer's right here.
And
Oh.
Bang.
she does all the
Oh,
poses. She even
so-
does the
yeah.
ending screen of Dante when you
Well,
get a level.
She even did the surfing her sword like Nero does.
Yep.
And like Dante did in 3. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesus. Wow, you can only You can only ult if you
Your
have
style
S.
meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can only use your super if you have the style meter high enough for it.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, but you can. Okay.
Does she have 2 guns?
She has
Yeah,
two
she
guns.
has 2 pistols and a sword.
Ebony,
She actually is just
Ebony and
Dante.
Ivory, I see.
She actually is just
A
Dante.
red and
Holy
white, and
shit.
she is just straight up Dante.
She is
They-
just Dante.
They're
in
not
League
even.
of
They're
Legends.
not even bullshitting. It's just Dante.
Fuck! I need to play League again now, dude. Why'd you do this to me?
You're welcome, because I'm playing her top lane, even though she's not a top laner.
Man.
Ah, fuck. Wait, she's an AD carry, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposedly. People play her support.
I'm gonna play her mid.
If I had a vein left to inject, I'd probably play some League because of this.
All your shit's collapsed because of Golden Sun.
Yeah, pretty much. Man, Golden Sun would be perfect for an MMO, especially with the way like the cities and towns work. Fuck, my dick just got hard. Anyway,
Let's call it there, shall we?
Where can we find you, Derek?
You can find me at Cayman Second on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
All right, and where can we find you, Deshaun?
you can find me on YouTube at Mr. Urban Buddha, Twitter, Mr. Urban Buddha, Twitch, Super Urban Buddha.
You can find me at I Press the Buttons on YouTube and Twitch, and then on Twitter you can find me at IPT Buttons. And as always, laugh at yourself. We'll catch you guys next time.